And we're live. We're live.
Oh, really?
So quick.
Hey.
Hey.
Yay. I need to open up the page.
Oh, you need.
Let's see
What a fantastic day to live stream. First live stream of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Such a
Nice.
such a special. I'm gonna lower Cole's
Yeah.
volume a little bit. He's shouting. I think that's better.
Oh, am I? I can lower my.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me open up the chat. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and we even started half an hour earlier because I felt this morning you said 3 and now it's fantastic. We're so ahead of time. Good.
Yeah. Oh, I was on time.
Good. So I'm curious, how is chat doing? But Calder, how are you doing? How was your New Year's Eve and change of the year?
Well, I don't do anything special with New Year. Also, don't do anything special for Christmas. We'll have Lunar New Year soon. We'll be doing a few things at that time, but I generally just don't celebrate all those things. And I usually have my dip time during that time. So yeah, now I can feel it's coming back again, and I think my bigger break comes in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have my parents coming by in Taiwan in February, so that's nice. Yeah,
That's nice.
It's maybe one of the last times also that they'll be able to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure to make some time.
But they're not getting that old, right? Are they?
No. It's more that they
hate to travel.
now have they now have an opportunity to travel because recently their pet dog died, and that was also the reason why they could not travel very far or for very long. And when they go back, they're going to get a new one, and that's also going to keep them well, how do I say that? It's also going to make it difficult for them again to make really big travel trips, because you can't just bring the dog with you, and it's also the type of dog that you can't really easily, give to your neighbor and be like, toodaloo, see you in 4 weeks. It needs extra care and everything. So yeah. So it's up to me to go to my parents every year.
Good. Yeah. My New Year's Eve was horrible as well. Well, no, mine was horrible because I was sick. Just like.
Oh right, you were 2 weeks of sick.
It was horrible. So I was sick during Christmas. So also during the last end of the year live stream, I had the flu there, and I wasn't enjoying my time at all. And then over the weekend I got better. Then I got sick again with a stomach flu. Then a sinus infection, and now I'm here again. But I think it's just you're sick with Christmas. You just do too much because this is also my last Christmas living in the Netherlands, so I had to spend more time with friends and family. So I couldn't bail out. So you sort of push yourself, and you don't recover that well, and then all the viruses in the air is just something you get into it. And yeah.
But I do believe that it's a good time to reset and to be sick and.
Oh, okay. So I haven't discussed with you, Calder, but this is also the first year where I stopped using vitamin C on a daily basis. I'm not nuking it.
You take it on a daily basis?
Yeah, always. So and then at some point Simone came with this article where it's like it's bullshit to take any vitamin C, especially when you're already sick. Vitamin C doesn't do anything, right? It just like goes to your kidneys, you piss it out, and it only benefits very minimal to your resistance if you use it constantly. But if you're just a normal healthy person and you eat a normal amount of vegetables, you don't need extra vitamin C, especially if you're just a healthy person, right? So
Yeah.
the first year, I don't do it anymore because I think like, I'm gonna save this. What is it like? Chew for like $10 or something. I'm gonna save this 20 euros per season per year, right? It's money saved. I'm not doing it anymore. And now I get sick like 2 weeks in a row. And so since
Not
yesterday,
eating enough fruit, dude.
I started swallowing vitamin C again. Fuck it.
Nice.
Not
Well, I
gonna
have
be
to
sick
say
anymore.
though, in the Netherlands and in wintertime, you get a lot less sun. It gets a lot colder. Your body needs to do extra best to resist all kinds of shit. You don't have the power of the sun on your side, so getting that extra vitamin C in you. But we all know what works. The reason why vitamin C, by the way, that nobody knows. The reason why vitamin C is such a big topic for us is because my motto is that if you start to feel sick, you have to nuke vitamin C. Just nuke it. Go completely ham. Take all the vitamin C you can take, and maybe and it will go away very fast. And whatever excess you have, you'll pee it out anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And at best, you'll become a bit more orange or something.
Yeah, because I found the best tablets there. It's like a tablet that you throw in water, and it's like 1,000 milligrams vitamin C. That's like,
Oh wow!
I don't know how much percent per day that you need, but this is way overkill. So it's the best. It's the best. Yeah.
I don't take any vitamin C's. But I have also when is the last time I've really been sick? Like I've not been so sick for a very long time, kind of sick. Was in the fucking Netherlands. And that was that norovirus stuff, I think. Like that was pretty bad. Yeah. But otherwise, no. And I keep picking up like little things from my daughter, but it never gets to a heavy point, and it's gone pretty fast. But to be honest, the type of food I eat in Taiwan is already miles better. So yeah.
Oh well.
Right.
But here we are again, and I'm not gonna get sick anymore because now vitamin C is back in the table, and
Stephen McGregor says vitamin C helps absorb iron from veggies. The best is getting everything from proper diet. Even the sun can affect vitamin B levels, for example, and affects more on supplements.
There you go.
And affects more on supplements, right? So in other words, taking supplements are good enhancers for an already healthy diet and sun.
There you go. Oh, I also use vitamin D, but that's standard, right, in the Netherlands. In the summer and in the winter, you just need it because otherwise it's, otherwise you die, I guess.
I know it's also a little bit, I'm going to address it immediately. Yes. My weight rack is behind me. I've actually had this in my office, for a longer while, but you were never able to see it because my desk, everything was organized a bit differently in my office room, and kind of trying to reorganize the office room. And as you can imagine, this one is very heavy to move.
I need to trade for it.
But I actually moved it to this position and moved my table against the wall to increase total space. And I was like, well, fuck it. It will just be on my camera then. Yeah. And I'm not fanatically benching every day, but yes, I do benches. It's now in the squat. This weight is now too light. I think it's only, this is 6'5", it's about 75 only.
It's too light.
I'm not going to say
It's too light.
Well, for it's not like I can squat like a really, really heavy weight, but 75 is definitely too light. And I should be able to do I should be able to push it to 90. Yeah, that would be 20 instead. Yeah, it should be 90. And I haven't tried out to see what Like I don't do like what is the most weight I can do and only do 2 reps or something. So it's more like what can I do comfortably with maybe 4 to 6.
I haven't done it in a while, but I think I can lift 80 comfortably. Like easy, like 80. 180,
Yeah.
280,
Nice.
80.
Can you bench your weight? Can I bench my weight? I cannot bench my weight yet, but my weight is I'm heavy. I'm heavier. Ideally, I'm 85. Right now, I'm 95. So I'm benching 95. I think I can do. If I only need to maybe bench one time, I can. I think I would be able. I can challenge myself to 95.
Show it on stream. We all have a laugh.
Only if I have to do 1 rep. So if I do a small warm and then only 95, I think I should be able to get close though. Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't tried. Yeah.
When I was younger, I also tried in the gym. I thought I was dying. There's so much pressure on your chest and your arms. You're lying down. It's like, oh, you can breathe. I don't even know how much it was, but it was too heavy for me. Yeah. But good. Okay, good. But let's get into the topics of today. As always, we have lots of stuff prepared, but we're also open to the community. So if anybody has questions, then feel free to. I think this will be more of a Q&A type of stream. Yeah, I've seen a lot of things about Optimum. I saw when Optimum 80, Optimum ISO, and.
Well, we can spread some news on these topics.
Good.
I should be also making a video. But so first Optimum case and keycaps. So we're making more Optimum cases. We are also making more Optimum keycaps. And I know there's a bit of a gap in the delivery time. That's also because we didn't anticipate the popularity to this degree. And to be fully transparent, it's not very interesting for us to start like overestimating how much we can sell, because we also take a big cut in our profits. So we're just, saying reasonably how much units can we sell, but it's very great. I'm very happy for Optimum also. And our intention was also to keep this in stock. So that's what we're doing. And we're also grabbing the opportunity to kind of see if we're going to keep it in stock, what are kind of minor improvements we can make to the case and to the keycaps. So whenever you get the Optimum keycaps now, it actually already includes ISO keys in there. So
that's very vague. That's part true, but part not true.
No, it is. Well, shipping wise, yeah, no, it is because that buffer stock, it just needs to be shipped out to existing customers already. We've already sold that out in theory. Every new order that comes in is basically already the new SKU.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah, it's just a matter of not fucking up how you need to do first in, first out, basically. Yeah. So otherwise,
So anyway, if you order it today, there's a 99% chance that your order will include ISO keys in it, right? But for us to be 100% sure, that's when we update the product page and everything. But so there will be a running change as well. But that's fantastic because a lot of people asked about it. Yeah, it's also fantastic to see all the Optimum cases on the Reddit page, because I like to scroll through the Reddit and also on the Discord set up things. And it's just overall fantastic to see an Optimum case and talk. And some people combine it with like very cool keycaps and very cool combos. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other thing? I saw some Alamaze V2. The Zinc White V2.
Mm-hmm.
But you were mentioning something else, right?
Some people asking about, it will be an Optimum case for the ATHE. in the same design style and the same
Oh,
thing. But currently we don't have any plans, and it's also because it's inherently different, right? The 8HE from the 6HE, 6HE being tray mount, 8HE being a gasket mounted system. It's not so easy to make a case that way.
yeah. 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 You have to leave comments on Optimus YouTube. Say that he has to make an 8HE version.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no
Optimum
point.
hates the 8HE. He hasn't even reviewed his 8HE. He's like,
Oh.
yeah, he just hates it. He's like, why do I need an 8HE when I have a 60? And remember when we did like the launch of the 8HE and we said like, hey, some reviewers get it earlier, and then we foreshadowed who the reviewers were. And I think we did a poll on Twitter, and I think most people were looking forward to the review of Optimum. And he's like, yeah, fuck it. Fuck it.
No, it's
Fuck the 80. No, but this is actually what I really like about Optimum, because he's always like, yeah, I'll see, maybe I'll do it soon, maybe I have a gap then, but he's not gonna do it, and it's not because he doesn't like the product, he's just not interested in it, right? And that's something, he just does things not because his audience find it interesting, it's because he finds something interesting, and I think that's also the strength of his videos. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but in either case, the whole point of the Optimum case is that he wanted to see a different case for his Wooting 6HE, and we made that happen with him. And it's not the same if we do it for the 80. It's just not the same. I don't think his motivation would be there for doing it for the 80.
No.
Yeah. Okay. But if you can convince him, we're always open to it.
Convince him, send him messages.
Yeah. Right, then the WhiteSync V2. WhiteSync V2, I need to publish another update. I think the last update was now almost 4 weeks ago. And that time, I was waiting for a final sample. Anyway, when I recorded the video, I was waiting for the final sample. That sample came in, I think.
Yeah, lots of things happened in between, but
No, yeah. So I'm just thinking if that was the golden sample that came in, or if it was Anyway, I forgot the timeline of it. Okay, but the point is, we received the sample, we did all the tests on it, it works exactly as we wanted, we sign the golden sample, send it back to factory makes more cases, sends it our way, and we find out, hey, hold on, it's not exactly the same as the golden sample. The scratch resistance is not the same as our golden sample. And that was bye. So Yuli, our technical project manager, or TPM, went to China to do a whole tour of factories specific for quality control or quality assurance. So going by on different topics where things need to improve on quality of the products, blah, blah. And one of the things was also to check about the WhiteSync V2 and why was there a difference. And in short, it came down to that the subcontractor was not 100% aware that this was one of the main criteria. And how does he not understand this is through the communication lines that goes from where we are making decisions and we are looking for a certain thing, that goes to our partner manufacturer, and that goes into the subcontractor, or even partner manufacturer, then their location in China, and then to the subcontractor. So there's a communication loop that needs to happen, and this was not clearly communicated. But on the spot, immediately made clear with subcontractor, this is what the requirement is. And then we started adding a test. And this is a hardness test. And it's literally a machine that I don't have a picture or video of, now that I think of it. Maybe, yeah, I don't have a picture of it. But general description is it's a hardness test. It's basically a machine that can test the hardness of a surface, and the harder the surface is, the less scratchable the surface is. So if you would want to see, if you take a diamond, for example, very hard to scratch the surface of a diamond, but you have some whatever paint, right? It's very easy to scratch the surface. And this goes from level 1 till, I forgot what the maximum was. I think it was 7 or 8. It's also described as 1H, 2H, 3H, and H stands for hardness. And the thing was, we found that the hardness of the case was between 2H and 3H. And depending on how it was, which batch we make, it would be on the underside or on the top side of between closer to 2H or close to 3H. And actually, when it's closer to the 3H, it was meeting our requirements. But when it got close to the 2H, it wasn't. But the way they were passing it then was saying above 2H. But what we want is 3H and above, just 3H. So we've set that standard, and I think now there is a new sample on the way that actually meets the 3H standard that we set. And if now that is okay, then we can continue the production again, but then for the Zinc White V2. Yeah.
At least there's
I'll
one.
be making another update video on this. Yeah.
At least there's one person of culture within the chat, the bald eagle. He knows it. He knows about the Moss skill and hardness picks. He watches jerry rigs, everything. It's like a guy who does
really?
he does like phone tests, and he has like all these picks from 0 to 10, and he scratches it, and then it's like, oh, scratch at level 7 with deeper grooves at level 8.
Yep. Okay. Then I think that would be similar. I haven't seen the machine myself. I'm just sharing the gospel.
The gospel.
But that would be it.
Okay.
Hardness can also lead to brittleness if not done properly. Yes. So interestingly, we have an e-coating with a white e-coating sample, and I think the hardness of that is 6H or 7H. I forgot the exact number, but let's say it was just like at least it was like twice. It was very high number, which is like, how is that possible? And then one of the concerns then is like, well, does that mean it can chip off easier? We haven't noticed it just yet, but yeah, we're still learning on this. Like and also, by the way, let's say it was 6H, you could still leave gray marks behind on it. Like it just didn't scratch. So it just didn't leave like a noticeable or like a visible scratch on it, but it would still leave like a gray mark on it. But you just have to push slightly harder.
Yeah, and then there are also more products in the pipeline, because I think our lab is around the corner, the collaboration, and we also want to offer some different switch variations on our store from not different lacquer switches, but different from different manufacturers. We're already selling Gatron Jade switches, right? And we want to offer more options, the good options, let's say, that we think are yeah. And then I see it in the chat as well, right? Low profile switches, or low profile keyboard, or silent switches, and yeah, all fantastic ideas.
You do see there are quite some Chinese boards now coming out with low profile. That's going to be like the new thing for the Chinese boards. But yeah, we're not capable of joining that development, because it's there's a lot of differences between a low profile keyboard and the way it's made at this moment and a normal keyboard. And it starts with how a lot of low profile switches you can't use them in your 6HE or 8HE at this moment. You could only use it then in a low profile keyboard. Depending on the switch maker, the magnet position will be different and the hole sensor position will be different. The distance between the PCBA and the switch plate is smaller. That's also where you get a lot of the height advantages from. And you just have like basically those low profile keyboards are like proprietary keyboards. Like it doesn't really help your total ecosystem in any way. And it's just not very attractive for us if that is the case. So if we can make a if we can make a low profile switch, but it will still fit within our ecosystem of keyboards without breaking the whole compatibility with our keyboards, that is interesting for us. Otherwise, it's not interesting right now to start taking a whole different direction in some kind of proprietary keyboard that is not cross-compatible in any way or shape, and it's just trying to hit a certain target group.
And the question is, what do you want to achieve out of low profile, right? Do you want to lower your whole keyboard, or do you want to shorten the travel distance, or both, right? Because there are low profile switches with still a longer travel, and there are low profile switches with a very short travel, and yeah, just.
But we are doing our research on low profile switches, but we're trying to solve. We're trying to look at it as how can we create low profile switch which effectively lowers down the profile of the keyboard, but doesn't require you to have like literally one of those low profile keyboards, if that makes sense. Because all those low profile keyboards are all like flat pancake type of keyboards, right? And there's a specific target group for this type of keyboard. I'm not going to say it's not there, and I understand why the demand is for it there as well. But it is just not like if at this moment, why do you want to go low profile? I think there's a lot of ergonomic benefits to it. We also try to design all our keyboards to be as low as possible specifically on the first row, because it just feels a lot better. It's less strenuous. And we experiment a lot with this. And we are very much looking forward also lowering down the profile of our keycaps, for example, but there are just some limitations with molds. So doing low profile in general is interesting for us, just not in a way that creates like a whole new series of keyboards that is proprietary and doesn't fit our total lineup.
Yeah, so many interesting things passing by here, right? Like wireless, I'm making different products and kind of things. And wireless, it's a topic that sort of comes around every time when we create a new product. Like, oh, should we make this wireless? Should we make it future compatible wireless? But we always come down to the same thing. It's like, okay, our keyboard is pretty power hungry, right? So it means that you need a very big battery in there, and batteries is also another component that can fail just because you want wireless. And you can see it with this other brand keyboard on Reddit. There now, I think already I've seen 3 cases of a battery exploding from a certain batch of their products, and or exploding, like either burning or whatever, the keyboard ruined, right? And I don't know, batteries is just like it adds an element of danger. It need more regulations. Shipping will be more an issue. Things can break more often, and we really need a very thick battery if you want to, get the most out of your keyboard. And that's why, wireless. At the moment, we still think wireless. It's a fast way to move forward. So we don't have any plans to add wireless to our keyboard. But I'm not saying that we never will have any wireless keyboard, but nothing planned at the moment.
Yeah, it's a big topic also.
Yeah. And then
I can understand though that for a lot of people it feels like, wow, we have all these Chinese companies pooping out all these different kind of keyboards, and they just tack on wireless. They throw in a battery in there. They have 8K polling. They even have like 460K scanning.
Yeah. 360K scanning. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you guys not doing this, right? Like, when is Wooting going to do this kind of thing? And the reality is just also that um, what they are very, very much doing is this is everything we know about mechanical keyboards and gaming keyboards. Okay. Now let's apply this to this new thing that we have, which is the whole fret keyboard. And let's go through the whole thing, right? So everything up until so far that you've seen from them releasing and doing is already in the known territory. There's absolutely nothing new about it. It's just like in the known territory. And they just use existing stuff and then apply it to the whole fret keyboard. But it doesn't mean that the implementation of this is actually good. So maybe, yeah, you have your wireless whole fret keyboard, but battery runs out within a couple of days. Kind of sucks. Maybe the 8K polling and whatever 360K scanning on the keyboard, right? They tested this by just 360K polling. It's, first of all, probably not true. But let's say they tested it by testing a circuit. And they're like, look, see, the oscillogram is going this much Ks, right? But it says absolutely nothing about how long does it sit in MCU before it actually sends out the signal over USB. And it's just purely marketing, showing, okay, here's new stuff. Here is new stuff. Have you ever wondered why a lot of these keyboards, gaming keyboards, from Chinese brands, they will look very gimmicky, flashy, because and I'm not going to say every one of them, okay? There's I recently saw a keyboard from one brand, and I was like, okay, they actually thought this out well. It's very nice, Chinese brand. But then the majority, it's like, okay, how can we attach the next gimmick? How can we like grab something from one factory and the other factory, put that together, and it's something new, and then sell it. And just I don't like to do that. I rather just try to do what we're capable of and really try to think a bit more about how are we approaching it, and can we at least try something that is pushing in a direction that we think can make something better, and we think might not be better, but.
And I think even the more important thing, right? If you look at our current target audience and people who purchase our keyboards, I don't think that will change in the next year. And I assume most people, they just have their keyboard at home in front of their computer. And sure, maybe wireless looks nice, but if they have it wired, I think 90% of the people will never, their keyboard will leave their desk, right? So it's also a very small portion of the people who would actually benefit from going fully wireless, because I think the biggest benefit is you can just grab it, take it with you, right? And connect it. For example, maybe you have like a very sick dongle on your gaming PC, but then on your work lap, right? You just connect it through Bluetooth, and then you don't need all this fancy schmoon. You just want like a nice keyboard to type on. Yeah, I don't think there's that much of an overlap with our products and the people who want it there. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But then again, wireless, it is kind of cool, but it also is kind of risky and tricky. Yeah.
I think we just to reflect for a moment. I was actually yesterday. I was in together with the product development team, and we're looking at our roadmap and with all the new products that I'm not leaking today.
No.
We're looking at the product roadmap, and what kind of synced in was, wow, we are working on quite some projects, but the majority of those projects are really trying to tackle something a bit bigger, and it just takes quite a lot of time. And what do we have to show in the meanwhile? And that was pretty confronting. And I think the big thing was, what compared to before and now, what is the big difference? And before we need quite a lot of time to actually do a product, and a big part of that was also not having the prior experience, and also just every time we learn something new, we try to improve it. And obviously we're a small team, so it goes slow. And now we have grown into a bigger team, and we have become relatively faster in all our developments. But we also have more developments. And I'm not going to say we're stretching ourselves really thin. I am saying is that things that we were just like talking about 5 years ago, and we're like, yeah, that would be great. Yeah. If we could do that, this, right? Now we're able to do it. And it just doesn't happen really fast. And in the meanwhile, we're very much working on and struggling in a way with growing the Wooting company. It's you can just, if you saw one of the last video updates, right, where I'm talking about customer service, big topic, customer service. I'm surprised we don't have more customer service questions here about orders or something like that. Big topic. I did a video about customer service. At the time when I made the video, my future prospect was, okay, with the things we're doing now next, and the tickets will go down a bit, we're gonna with customer service, and 4 months later I can make a new video and we'll be like, fuck yeah. We're past this period, but every time but when November December came by, oh my god. Even more tickets, and obviously it's a little bit predictable, but it's at the same time also not predictable, and it's just more tickets. Why more tickets?
Why? Because we sell more, right? I think we just had the best holiday season ever, starting from Black Friday. It was so funny. You could see like sales right before Black Friday. They were like sort of slowing down, and everybody thought like, oh, let's wait for this nice Wooting deal for Black Friday. And then we were like, no Black Friday deal. No. Everybody wanted a keyboard for Christmas. There were even people like, oh, I'm gonna order it on the 22nd of December, and then mail the 24th. Where's my keyboard? Because I ordered it for Christmas for my son. It said pre-order in April, but where's my keyboard? No, but the thing is, we do take customer service very, very serious, and it is a big priority. And I think if you look at all the improvements already we've made internally and to our systems, and also with the wizard, right? In the last few months, those all help, but for some reason the influx is growing faster than we can just resolve the tickets. And the math here is quite simple. We just need more employees on customer service. And the thing is, then the answer is quite simple, right? Why don't you hire more people? I think, I don't know the exact number, but I think 1/3, maybe almost half of the company is just customer service within Wooting.
I think with the new hires now, yeah, we can actually take a look.
We can take a look, right?
Take a look at the average tickets from over the last month.
Oh, and then on top of it, right, you did have the holidays with Christmas and everything, and a lot of people also within Wooting, at least the European people, they were just gone during Christmas because at some point you need to spend time with friends and family.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah, so that also doesn't help.
That's true. Yeah, I'm looking at the tickets, and it says here about 7,000 messages received. So that is, let's see, custom dates. Let's see what that was in November.
So 1/3 of our company is customer service and people working on customer service.
The month before it was about the same. Yeah.
Actual
1/3. Yeah. So
actual agents.
7,000. Yeah. That's 7,000 messages. It's not necessary. Am I looking at the right one though? I'm not looking at the right one.
It's a bunch. And the thing is, so I don't think, hiring more people, yes, we are actually hiring more people, right? And finding good people for this job, it's also quite challenging, right? And before they're trained and up to speed, that also takes time. And we also know that this thing is, it's not a new story, right? This customer service has been going on for quite a while. And we had periods where it was better under control than other periods. But one thing is, for this upcoming years and upcoming months, we really have a strong internal focus on improving, growing, nurturing, and making customer service better in all ways, right? I mean, we have a few developers working constantly on things like, hey, how can we make an automated order canceling thing or whatever, give more authority to the customers, right? That they can solve their own problem without a colleague from me having to intervene and solve and do some manual thing, right? But these things, it just takes time. It's not like, hey, you now have something and it's solved immediately. I think it will take like months before it's on a acceptable level again, the amount of tickets. Because in an ideal situation, I would like if somebody sends us a message that they get a response, at least on a normal working day, right? From Monday through Friday, within a day or 2 days, right? That would be the dream, instead of having to wait a week or even longer.
I was looking at the wrong view. It's 8,000 in November and 9,000 in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and somebody wanted to know how many open tickets we have. This is like new tickets and new conversations, by the way, not like a message is sent.
Yeah.
And what we still have open, about 2,400 is open right now.
Yep.
No, wait, sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Wait, why is this almost empty?
Why is it almost empty?
Those were
fantastic.
No, I was looking at the drafts by accident. 1,700, I rounded up. 1,700 is open right now, which is actually not bad, looking at what we were dealing with over the holidays. And it's a good point you made about EU staff. EU staff was on holiday. That really didn't help when 9,000 tickets come in that month. So it is getting. Maybe I can still make that video next month.
Hey. No, but
it's like Erik is saying. We are definitely working on, and everybody, like our customer service at Wooting, we have so many people that are relatively new, but they're all working really motivated, and they are definitely doing the best. And there's absolutely no lack of motivation. And I think as soon as you do get contact with customer service, and we do get to the point where we can help you, I think the satisfaction rate with the type of resolutions we come with is very high. It's just that our response time is in the suck bowl area.
Yeah.
And that's that's like the main thing. And right now, like the hiring, like with hiring, we also have a little bit of a problem, because our let's say our I don't know how to call the role, but the person that usually, so her role was not specifically HR, but she helped with recruitment. And talking about Fanan, we used to have Fanan working at Wooting, and she would go through all the applicants, summarize it, and we could go through recruitment way much faster and hire the people we needed. But she decided to pursue other ambitions that she had in the other sector, and we didn't have that now for a little while. And we have a full-time HR person at Wooting also, relatively recent. But she's been picking up on general HR topics that still need to be built up at Wooting, and not specifically recruitment. Recruitment is something else. And now we are trying to shift that towards recruitment, because not only on customer service, but also on product development, and on, marketing, we have these positions we need to fill. And maybe that's also a nice bridge, is when it comes to product development, we're expanding very hard on quality assurance. And it's such a huge topic, but expanding hard on quality assurance means basically that when we make a product, we increasingly do not rely on our partner manufacturer to set certain testing standards, and to determine what can go through at our subcontractors. So what I mentioned earlier about Yuli going to China and then going to also our subcontractors and for quality assurance and then checking, a big part of that was also to address immediate issues that we have with specific products that are made by that specific subcontractor, and see improvements happening and changes in the way it's tested and setting some standards for the product. And I would say that before, we would only do this to a degree with our keyboards, not for every product. Especially with the analog signal part, right? When it comes to the technical part, we have our own software on the assembly line, literally testing every keyboard. So on that part, we were on top of it. But when you're talking about appearances and it can pass alcohol rubbing test 1,000 times or something like that, right? That was this kind of stuff that we were not doing. And with our partner manufacturers, specific for keyboards, there are specific tests that are run to pass standards. But if you want to bring quality to a higher level, you need to start intervening and stepping in yourself, because and that part is the part that we're also trying to really grow. So we have one person right now that is actively working on, but we're also now getting another person called literally a quality engineer that is going to be doing this full time. And this loops back into, we're so much still working on Wooting company and the structure, because everything we're dealing with right now, none of us have any experience, even not with this type of responsibility, or on a management, on an executive level, on a corporate level. None of us have corporate experience, right? Erik, did you work in a maybe when you worked for the Avigo or something?
Well, I also have a feeling that when I visited you in München, when you had the internship, that you were working for a big corporate or something. I don't even know what you did there.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, I did.
You did. I see, you did. Yeah.
Okay, that was an internship.
No, but I do think you're nailing the hammer on the head, right? It's yes, we don't have any corporate experience, executive experience, how to run a business, how to manage people. But I think that's also part of our strength, because we are pretty curious, and like we do with keyboards, we like to do things differently. And also within a company, we do things a little bit different. And sometimes we come to a conclusion like, oh, so that's why normal businesses do it, because it makes sense, right? And sometimes we come to a conclusion like, yeah, what normal businesses do, that's kind of lame. Our approach is better. So I think because we don't have that tunnel vision or that experience, it makes it a little bit more tricky to set up. But as soon as we have found a way, I overall have a feeling that we have made the best decision when it comes to either managing executive decisions or doing business as a whole. It's also so funny. So this is like a little bit sidetracked, but sometimes Carl has like a talk with the accountant, and the accountant's like, "Carl, what the fuck are you blabbering on about? That's not even legal." Or like, "Oh, that's not even possible. Don't even think that way. You know, that's not. Don't go that approach." But the Carl's like pushing and pushing, and then the accountant's like, "Yeah, well, maybe you're right. Maybe let's explore that. Yeah, you know, okay, this is pretty good." And yeah, because we can be pretty persistent when it comes to efficiency and things, and yeah, it's,
Yeah, I think there was also the question. Wooting has corporate. It is not any more small company. I mean, so the big thing with the corporate part and the corporate experience, what helps a lot. This is something that we've realized as we've been growing Wooting is, you know, when you're, let's say, we're a small team. Okay, there are a lot of very simple things that we have not experienced firsthand, and this is one of them. So when you're a small team, 5 up to 10 people maybe, right? There's a lot of communication going back and forth in between, and everybody's pretty much on one line with everything. And you just make progress, and then it's like, oh my god, my scope of different things is so big. But you know, I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you communicate back and forth. It's quickly done. Okay. Are you getting bigger? The volume of work on a certain topic increases significantly. And now we need to get somebody specifically working on this one piece of the scope because the volume is high. But that person that's working on that volume part does not understand the rest of the scope as well as I would, for example. And then you get another one that's working on the other volume part, and their scope is also a bit smaller, but you need to deal with the volume. And now you have a bunch of people who previously, with the smaller team, everybody, lots of communication, all in one line, big scope of work, volume low. But now you have lots of people, scope much smaller, volume much higher, and not so frequent communication anymore. Otherwise, you have meetings all the fucking day. Right? But somehow you need to find ways to make sure that everybody's still on one line, meaning understanding what's happening inside the company, and have established methods of communicating and working together so that things don't get stuck on one or the other. And as you get bigger, that challenge becomes also bigger. And for some things, for me, started to click like, oh, so this is why X, Y, or Z is done. And now we're at like 60 people, roughly.
64. 64, and next Monday 65.
Oh, right.
65 next Monday.
65 next Monday. Okay. So Andrew starts. 65.
Oh, Andrew W starts.
Second Andrew.
Second Andrew.
Yeah. Right. So now with 65 people, you get into another level, which is there are more layers of what usually layers of, I hate to use the word management, but I would see them rather as layers of responsibility and authority to make decisions. Still not the best way of saying it, but the better way of saying it is layers of seeing the scope. Okay, so the lower you are in that layer, right, the smaller your scope is of understanding the complete picture of the company, though you are trying to loosely put it together. And as you go up, your scope increases until you get to my level, for example. And on my level, I understand the full scope of Wooting. And somehow I need to figure out, okay, how is everybody going to know the right thing at the right moment, and also start to understand the whole scope. So then those textbook shit, like your missions and visions, strategies, right? Start to make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because now you need to find ways of how can I communicate essential parts of what my thinking is, what the vision is, how we want to approach things, and scale that to a bigger amount of people. And it's those kind of things also that
Without
it's
micromanaging it, right? Because that's also a trick, right?
without
It's like at least for me, it's a pitfall to micromanage people because it's sort of to get that thing. But like you mentioned, if you have like your story straight from your overall company vision, strategy, goals, that should be clear because then people have like boundaries to work in and reach those certain goals and targets, which is fantastic. And one thing that I still hate about corporates, and Wooting is still, I think, far from a corporate, but it's at some point a corporate's like, yeah, we need to hire better managers so people work more efficient. And those managers, you get like a very good manager from a different company. You recruit him, he's now working with you, he's the best manager ever. And the only thing he does is like, okay, what goals, what numbers do you want to reach? I'll make sure it happens, right? And then all your love and passion of your company just sort of sips away because the manager doesn't fucking care, right? It just wants, I want the numbers correct to present to the executives, right? To see that I'm the best manager and that I can manage people the best. And then you have people, gaining the system within your company. I think as soon as you hit people that sort of gain the system within your company, because I've heard people working for companies like, I work like 8 hours per week and everybody thinks I am fantastic and I'm even getting a raise because I did so fantastic last year and I'm just only playing Minecraft all day long. I'm like, oh fuck, if that ever happens with Wooting, right? If I find out, it's like, oh my god, then you have reached the true point of a corporation because then you don't even know what the fuck your people are doing anymore. Then all passion is probably gone out of the company. Yeah.
Smaller focused team over massive profits over profits for shareholders. Yeah. So huge advantage. Oh my God. Okay. I have to grind it. I have to say this as well is, okay. So a huge advantage that we still have is you're now looking at 2 of the 3 shareholders of Wooting.
Fuck yeah.
The third one is you, our CTO.
Let's make an executive decision. Let's do it now. Let's decide something.
Erik and I can both now decide everything.
Everything.
In this live stream.
Let's liquidate the company.
Yeah. But this is like okay, this is a very unique situation where the original founders and also let's say the top executives are also the 3 shareholders, and then being at our current scale as an example, right, with the 65 people. And whenever I talk, sometimes I talk with other people from other industries with maybe more experience in doing things, maybe people that have a lot more corporate experience, right? So I'm just curious, I'm trying to learn, how do things work on your side? And how do they deal with XYZ, right? And they'll be looping feedback to me. And there's this sort of idea, which I really hate, that as a company, you must continuously keep growing, and it cannot stop. The next year must be better. And what is it? The next best step is all expressed in revenue and in profits. And I'm not going to say here and claim, okay, well, the revenue and profits don't matter, but I think the big part that is missing in that thought is that at some point or some degree, it does. How would I say this? It doesn't reflect the actual state of the people inside the company. Yeah. So if you have a company that's earning massively well and growing very fast, is not equal to having people inside that company working with a lot of pleasure and feeling very fulfilled in their life and doing exactly the things they want to do. Like, it's not equal. Oh. So I think because we don't have an external investor and we don't have no investor that inputted a huge amount of money into our company that we have some kind of accountability towards, and we're just accountable for ourselves, the three of us, we're allowed to make decisions that say, you know what, we don't need to care about growing revenue more next year. You know, we can make decisions that are just focused on, and we've always made these decisions, they're just focused on what is the thing we like to do, what is the environment we would like to work in, and can we also translate that to everyone else within Wooting? And then when it comes to revenue, when it comes to profits, when it comes to cost price, selling price, when it comes to salaries, when it comes to making investments, right? Yes, obviously, you look at those numbers and you're like thinking, is that a good or a bad decision based on these metrics to make a healthy company running, right? But it's not how we would make major decisions on this is the direction we're going to take. Because, and I think I've said this some other time, if we really cared a lot about the revenue component and just growing, there would have been a Wooting mouse by now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just like shit, like slap your branding on it, Wooting headphones, Wooting screen, whatever. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, and
then everything erodes. Yeah.
Yeah, and but that's it, right? Yes, profits, cash, capital, it is important of running a healthy business. And I think that's the keyword, right? We want to run a healthy business where we can make products we want to make that people like to use. And I think whatever it means of healthy company changes over time and your needs. Because if you would have asked me a few years ago, what's the most important thing of your company? I would say like, hey, the product, because that's how we generate revenue, right? And it needs to be the highest quality possible, what we can possibly do. But I think these days I would say like making sure that the staff and the people that work for us have a healthy and safe and great working environment and that they love doing things they do. I think that's very high, at least on my list, right? And sure, to achieve that, you need to have a certain amount of revenue, right? Because without capital or without revenue, you cannot pay people or facilitate them in a healthy and safe manner. So yeah, but it's not that we're not focused on maximizing profits. No. And I think if we truly had other shareholders, external shareholders, I think by now they would be like, oh my God, we need money. Bump it up. There needs to be more dividends, more whatever. And I'm so happy that we don't have to.
I could have not done my job. If as soon as there's a part, which is that as soon as I need to start reporting to other shareholders to explain to them how I am making good business decisions for them and not only safeguarding their money, but also getting them a good return on their money.
It's like, oh, you spent what on Woodstock? What?
No, well, I don't think it will be like this necessarily, right? But then it's more like right now there would be no complaints, maybe, right? I get full free reign because, hey, apparently stuff is working, right? But as soon as I would make a bad decision and things, go the wrong way, oopsie, or maybe economically things go down, it gets more tight, right? I'm going to be hammered on, and then the whole conversation changes. It's always the same, when times are good, yeah, make the decisions. You can do it. When times are not that good, you're on your ass all the fucking time.
Yeah. But I do think
At
that's
least,
it, because the three of us were also shareholders, and we had times when we had it difficult, right? And there's nobody else to blame but us, because we make sort of, how do you say, beleid, policy decisions, or like higher level decisions. We sort of make them unanimously, right? And we decide on it. And even though we maybe don't agree on all decisions at all times, we own them, right? And even if it fails, we own it, and it's not one fault. And I think sharing that burden also helps.
yeah, I think that is actually one of the more key parts. Yeah, we share the burden of our decisions, and and we need to live with those consequences. Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
No, well, it feels better because you didn't like, if we would have had external investor that maybe invests like $500,000, for example, in the company, and we're like, yeah, with $500,000 we can generate 3 million, and we're going to invest in A and B, and it didn't really work out, we fucked up.
Yeah.
But it was his $500,000. We put in the time and effort, and we got paid for the time and effort, right? We had shares in the company, maybe, right, as an extra bonus if things would go really well. But we still burned his $500,000,
Nice.
making poor decisions. And I don't know. It's just not. It's not the same.
No.
But that's also why the shareholder would be on your ass, or the investor would be on your ass. And I would be similar, if I put my $500,000 into a company, and I'm like going to be, I'm like, oh yeah, I put it in there because I think you're going to do great, right? So do great. And then it doesn't go so great. And I'm questioning like, well, why are you not doing so great? Are you going to lose my $500,000? Is this going to be wasted now?
Yeah.
So yeah. There was this, let's see, just to get some comments out there related to the topic.
Nobody. It's just us talking in a bubble. Nobody's listening. All talking about shipment issues.
No. There are some people listening. I have. Okay, there's at least one. and then we can move on to product stuff. Okay, like I love talking about product anyway, but yeah. Wait. There is the Logitech one. Oh, I don't know why, but because I think this one's very relevant. I don't know why, but I think that someday Wooting will be sold to Logitech or any of one of those big companies. That's what I assume it's supposed to say. Well, here I've theorized about this a lot as well, or thought about this a lot as well, because this kind of relates to what I was mentioning before. And I should go a bit more into it, is that when talking with other people about business things, they're all influenced by how a lot of these tech companies are run, and how a lot of these what the expectations of modern investors are, which is, one, get a shit ton of investor money. Two, grow the shit out of it, scale, then become profitable. Okay, that's the short version. And in that road, right, they will also say, okay, you have a founder is good at starting up a company. You have but then as a company grows, there needs to be a change in management, because once you start scaling and running a bigger operation, you need to have a different type of person, and that was usually not compatible with the original founder, blah blah. So that is already one of the stereotypes. Then the next thing is also, okay, as shareholders, you have your shares in the company. but you have been doing this strategy because boom, you have an exit strategy all this time, which is sell to big conglomerate or big company. And if this was not originally in the plan, when you were very excited about this, as soon as a investor at any point comes in, or you have these seed rounds and different type of levels of investors come in, you bet your ass that's going to be the case. And yeah, that is just, it doesn't need to be like that. And then the other thing is we've already received a couple offers from different companies that were like throwing out the, let's say no offer on the table, money offer on the table, because we don't ever get it to that point. It's always there's an engagement, but it's very clear to me that engagement is intended to purchase our company. And what will always happen is, okay, we have a great synergy with each other. Our mentalities are very similar. How about we start, bring things together? You don't need to do the, all the administrative financial parts, right? We take that away. We centralize that with our company. We have
Supply chain.
manufacturing capabilities, right? We have a great distribution network. You can leverage all of this, right? You can stay and be the CEO, and we'll keep the brand, and you keep your core team there, and you keep on working, you do the thing what you're good in, and we don't interfere, blah blah, right? It's complete bullshit, because if I, as Wooting, would be buying another company,
The whip comes out.
well, no, then you're gonna face already the first thing. Their company culture and their way of working is going to be different, and in the end, they will be complete whatever that brand fan and person, right? But I am a big Wooting fan. I like what we do at Wooting. I want to do what we do at Wooting everywhere where we do it, right? So that company that we buy and we're integrating, they should do that too. So what do you think is going to happen if a Logitech buys us? Then also we have to do it the Logitech way. And the Logitech way is this or that. And then maybe in the beginning, it might not be like that, but over the years, it will definitely be like that, because just like investors, if it doesn't go so well, they'll be on top of your ass. So,
And I think even more important, and I had this, I think we talked about a few years ago, is it's inevitable that we have to work the rest of our lives. And not per se because we need, but because we have this beast inside, right? We need to be busy, at least. I think Calder has the same thing. You need to be busy, you need to be working, you need to be doing things, right? You need to make progress on something. Otherwise, we'll go insane if we have nothing to do. So whether we work at Wooting or not, we'll be working anywhere doing something. And what we've now created at Wooting is sort of a total freedom carta blanca, where we can do up to a point whatever the fuck we want, right? As soon as we don't endanger any employees or making a whole mess of the revenue, let's say. We are in full control and we can do whatever we want. And how fortunate is that to have that you don't have to take responsibility to anybody except for yourself. You don't have to talk to a Logitech or like, oh, please, can we do this? Can we have a little bit more budget to do this innovation? Or can we please do this? Or no, sorry, our experiment failed. No, fuck that. We're in full control. And why would we sell it? I mean, it's sure $500 million Logitech. I wouldn't say no, because I think for $500 million we can probably create something similar at some point. But at least what we've now built the last 9.5 years, right? I don't think you can recreate this within a year or two. It will, take hardship to reach that point again. And I guess the point where we're now at, I'm very comfortable and I like what I'm doing. So that is also no reason for me to say like, hey, let's sell this. And if we really want more money, whatever, then we just become like greedy shareholders, right? That's also a possibility that we're just going to maximize profits. Yeah, wages down, profits up. Wages down, profits up. Yeah.
But I think that's the key point. And I hear Stephen McGregor also says it, that full control thing. Yeah. So that in the end, I think for every entrepreneur, why do you start your own business? It's because you want to make your own decisions. You want to take your own responsibilities. You want to explore new things. You want to, be in the driver's seat of things and try stuff. And that's exactly what we're doing. So, and we are living a bit of we're in like peak. I've thought about this, right? But our current situation is like, this is what you would wish for, but it never really comes true. But it's kind of what you always wish for. I feel that wishing part has become true. And now it's like, okay, so now what, And I feel it's similar to saying, maybe it's a similar feeling as if you want to, if suddenly you get a huge sum of money on your bank account, and it's like you never need to work anymore in your life and do the thing that you fucking love to do, okay? And you're like, oh my God, wait, I've been working this whole time to get to this like point of not needing to work necessarily and do the thing I like, but what do I like to do?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, good fucking question. So for us, the answer is, or at least for me, and I think I speak for the three of us, we know a big part of that answer is doing the Wooting stuff. So if doing the Wooting stuff pays for everything, right, then why would we ever want to sell it?
Logitech can't have this nice thing. No. But like I mentioned, 500 million. Call me. Hit me on LinkedIn.
Great company.
No.
Not a Wooting.
Not a Wooting.
Wooting.
Yeah. But I mean, if they purchase it now, maybe next year we can start a mouse company, right? That would be No, but that's also the horrible part, right? If you sell the company, it's just not that you're selling it, right? You also have like go through this, they call it like golden handcuffs or something. You have to keep working there as a slave for another 5 years, and all your key players, you can't really pull them out, right? So it's like it's just like, oh, I'm now such a happy place. Oh, let's go 5 years through hell, and then the rest of my life emptiness. Oh, that's what I want. Yeah.
But I have to be honest with you, Erik. There's another thing. I don't think I'll be able to deal with adult life. Sometimes I'm trying to kind of understand how people are living their life, and then how they're experiencing things, and then especially in a high pressure, high performing environment. I'm like, no, thank you.
Can you imagine having to drive to your work for 45 minutes, single through traffic? Like, oh my God, that would suck the life out of me before my day even started. And then you come inside and you just want to grab a cup of coffee and pause, right? Like, oh, get the fuck out of here, stop working, you're already late, you're late.
Yeah.
No.
But this is that's the piece. That's also the piece of when we look at everybody working at Wooting, that piece of autonomy and empowerment to do what you need to do to make progress. That's the basic thing. And now, again, we're still very much trying to build the structures. And we're in a bit of a luxurious position in being able to do that. But I do believe that with the right people, if you can work autonomously and you're empowered to do the work you need to do, you don't need to, that in itself should create value organically, as a whole. You don't need to completely understand how it works. As long as everybody is working autonomously and is being empowered, and obviously, there's a good synergy between people and there's a good communication, right? But with those two things in hand, everybody will strive to do their best anyway. The majority of the people, at least, right? There's maybe people that just fucking hate life, and will seek an opportunity to exits and stuff. But with the right people, that in itself will create value. Yeah.
I also do think, like, sure, we're now in good times, right? But you can also have bad times where things aren't going as well, and then it's maybe not as easy to laugh and talk about it, right? And then you have to make some tough decisions, keeping the company afloat or moving forward. And maybe something drastically is changing in your industry. Maybe keyboards become obsolete within the next 2 years, and then we need to reinvent the whole business. But I think most businesses, they have a certain philosophy, a certain way of doing things, or a certain approach. And I think we at Wooting, we also have a unique approach in things and look at things. But I think we can take that philosophy and apply it to almost any industry and make something cool or funky or new or inspiring, right? Or add something or change a whole industry, if we want.
I don't know if the impact we've had on the gaming keyboards, that's usually a once in a lifetime opportunity. So we'll see what happens in the future, but who knows?
I know one thing for sure. If we ever stop doing keyboards, gaming peripherals, computer thing, it will be coffee equipment.
Maybe maybe make some funky coffee maker. I don't know. Do a Kickstarter for a coffee maker. Yeah. There were. Let's shift this for a moment, and we also need to start wrapping things up.
That's true.
It's 10 minutes before. It's getting late. Okay, so Arthur says, I wish I could apply to work in customer service at Wooting, but it's only for Taiwan. I think we also have customer service positions for Netherlands. Well, it's a combined.
Not for the US.
Netherlands, Denmark, Germany.
There's a bubble. You did thumbs up.
Yeah. You don't know this one? No.
Ah! Hey!
Oh, okay. Also.
I want to do that. No.
Nah. I remember. It's like this.
Whoa! Oh! Yo, that's insane. Happy New Year. No, but we don't hire for South America. Yeah, only for Europe. Let's say some European countries, Denmark, Norway, Germany, the Netherlands, and those are, I think, the countries we currently hire for, and Taiwan. Because it is, even though we're a remote-only company, it does come with challenging hiring people in different countries and things, and yeah, too bad. We also won't help you relocate if you want to work for us. So tough luck.
Yeah. South America.
But for anybody else who
we had one applicant from South America that I pushed forward because to consider. Yeah, just to give it a shot, to take a look. The applicant, the motivation letter was really, really good. But if we really want to, we're capable of hiring in different countries. it just comes with an extra cost because we need to use an employer of record, which is basically a local company that hires you and they rent you out to us, basically, is what it comes down to. But
You're a
they're being
slave.
kind of like no,
Slave.
they're kind of like an stand-in employer in a way. But it comes with a pretty hefty cost. I think a lot of them start at like $400 per month per employee. That is $400 that we could have been paying you instead. So, and that, and then depending on the country, it's a bit different. It can go up to like $800 per month.
Yeah, I think some countries have like a certain flat fee, and then if you go over that fee, it's a percentage of the.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, that's the one we're working with. Yeah. But the percentage even gets crazier.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's crazy. Fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I don't like that idea. I'd rather pay that to the employee. I think it's a lot, but I also understand they take a risk because they are seen as the employer and it exposes them to local laws. Anyway, point being is the bigger problem with South America is the time zone difference. There's a very, very little overlap between Netherlands and Taiwan. And that makes it very, very challenging. So that just makes it very challenging. You need to have odd working hours, have an overlap, or you need to just only have overlap with one of the two. Whereas I think with Taiwan, you would have the most weird working hours. That is, that's not too great.
Or you need to wake up very early. We have somebody from Canada who just wakes up or doesn't go to sleep, actually. He just stays up until 3 to attend meetings.
You have a special personality to be capable of doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, we are definitely expanding the business. Feel free to even send an open invitation. I think more job vacancies, is that how you say it, will be available open later this month. I think a lot of marketing positions as well. Maybe some software positions.
No, we're still looking for a good digital marketing person, right?
Digital marketing specialist, yes. And we don't have any job listings yet, but we're also looking for more content creators, like video, still, relationship manager.
Position.
No.
Yeah.
But those are needed as well.
So let's do a little ad here.
First of all, wait. First of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Hit subscribe and hit the bell. Okay, now you, Calder.
If you are a marketing person and you love selling, you would love to sell Wooting stuff and promote it and find interesting ways to engage with communities and engage with people, then you must be a Wooting marketing person. We have a couple positions for you. We have digital marketing, which entails knowing everything about Google Analytics, Google Shopping, and SEO best practices, setting up campaigns, Google advertising, YouTube advertising, Facebook advertising. You're familiar with all the jargon and all the blah-de-blahs when it comes to advertising. You just love doing digital marketing overall. Then there's one position. The second position is we're looking for a short format content creator. So if you are Sander the second, but you like to do short content, who uses Facebook? Yeah, we don't promote on Facebook at all, by the way. Yeah.
Meta, you should just call it Meta. That's as if you prefer. Oh, Meta. Meta Suite. I use the Meta Suite.
Right?
Meta.
And then it's for Instagram. Meta advertising. Okay. We're looking for a short format content creator, meaning making content for platforms like YouTube Shorts, TikTok. Was it Instagram Reels?
Instagram Reels. Yeah.
Short format content creator. You can take a lot of inspiration from what Sander is doing, but then in the short format. But we like having people with their own personality and being down to the ground, and just having fun with the videos. then we're also looking for. Do we have another long format one? Is that it? Or
No, still content creator, so somebody who can make some, I would say, graphic designer for social media posts or ads. Because let's say we have a digital marketing specialist, right, who makes the sickest ads. Then this person needs to have a sick. This person needs to have a sick image there as well, right? Or just making sure that we have support the other things within marketing, but also create social media content in images. Or maybe do a giveaway, right, with a big YouTuber influencer, or the things that now on just everywhere, right? It's like still content.
So
not a
let's
content
say
creator.
you are a graphic designer and a photographist, and you like making still content, not moving content, not videos. Yeah. So you're primarily a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And you want to make content.
Graphics.
Graphics.
Yeah.
Then we're looking for you. And then what else? Marketing wise.
Yeah, marketing. It's kind of weird, and I don't think you call this officially, but we have a relationship manager now, Max, who is making sure that he stays in contact with all the influencers, YouTube reviewers, tech people, and he's also managing the marketing mailbox, right? So if somebody has a marketing inquiry, he checks and he's like, he's the judge of it. It's like, yeah, I'll allow this, or no, we're not going to do this. And it's currently our own real marketing thing that we do, externally outbound marketing, let's say, and it's just a lot, right? And I don't know what, but that needs to be strengthened, right? So whether it's a person who is on the same level but I'm focused on maybe different games, or maybe focused on more the reviewers part, or something else, or maybe it's more of an assistant thing or a collaboration, I don't know, but something in that regard. We still have to make the vacancy, but it's somewhere. If you are a relationship manager when it comes to marketing and staying in touch with influencers and whatever, then join us. Yeah. And probably if we keep going like this, so this is not for now, we should also have more focus on the Asian market at some point, but that's not for the shorter term. Yeah.
No Twitter ads. Okay. Yeah, I did say okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then we have more positions. It is on the link that was shared before, the careers page. But you can do the open call application for those marketing positions. We just haven't opened the vacancies in the careers page. Yeah.
And if you're an intern, interns are always allowed. We don't have any interns. Why don't we have that many interns, Calder? We have zero.
We don't have because we're hiring so many new people. It's kind of like hiring interns continuously, as in they need only training, and it's not really great to have an intern while you're having a lot of people in training. I think at best though, for developers, it would still be fine because it's more isolated into a small project they can do, a bit of a novelty project. But then outside of that, I am not convinced that it's going to be very helpful right now. It would have to wait until we have established ourselves a bit better before we start trying to support an intern. So we've had interns in the past, and some of the interns, I say some, but
I think all of them started working with us, and some of them left already. So Key started as an intern. He had a summer job with us. We had Darren. Darren started as an intern as well, right? Yeah, Darren started as an intern.
Darren.
And then David started as an intern.
Wait, is it Daryl?
Darren.
Daryl was it?
No, Darren. Daryl was never an intern, but Darren was. We had.
Crap! I'm just confusing the two again.
Yes, you are.
Two names.
Then we had David, intern, and Kang also intern.
No, wait, Darren is still working at Wooting.
Is he? Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Darren is Darren or there? No.
Daryl
Oh my God! No, I'm
did
confused.
internship and then worked at Wooting.
Oh yeah, Daryl. Yeah, and now
then-
I'm convincing. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, Daryl. Yes. He started. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just. It's my bad. Yeah. See, I'm not doing human resources for 3 months anymore, and I already forget who's who. And our best intern ever, Tino. He did 2 years and two years interns of something. Yeah.
I don't know if Tino is watching this, but I have this actually in my jar, and I've I have it specifically here because I still need to talk with him in general, but I've just never gotten to the point.
Well, Carl, I can tell you, those are the old versions. These are the new versions.
Oh!
You're already too late.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, but right, okay. Because anyway, yeah. Yeah, okay, anyway. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, good. Okay, bye everybody. Have a nice weekend. It was fun. Thanks for listening to our rambling. I don't know why 85 people are still watching this. Good thing we didn't.
65 on my screen.
Oh, it says 85 in my top right. Okay, then it's probably 65. Okay. I'm glad everybody was here again before the weekend. Have fun. And see you in the next 2 weeks. I probably won't be here in 2 weeks. I won't attend that live stream because I'm moving around the time, right? I am. Yeah. I'm moving to Sweden, everybody. So this is also my last time in the Netherlands that you'll see me. Goodbye.
Bye, Erik. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Bye-bye.